Hey, good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Thank you for watching Rise and Radke. What a beautiful morning.
We used to have a
Thank
friend.
you.
We used to have a friend that would do that. He would go like this. Oh my gosh. Also, he's not dead. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. Oh my gosh. You look amazing. It would be so dramatic. Good morning, everybody. We are coming at you live. Rise and Radke. Good morning, Meg Pavelka. Oh, Casey. Oh, Casey, do you know what? So yesterday, David was telling me that he felt like I was annoying. What was the percentage you gave, David?
I don't think I gave her a percentage.
Well, you did give a percentage. It was statistically speaking very high. But I said back to him, okay, maybe I am annoying, but how would you like to be married to? And then we went through my list of friends that he would most not want to be married to. But guess the friend that he said, I think I could most take. You, Casey. So I just wanted you to know, if anything happens to me, you're up.
Tolerate might have been
You're up.
Tolerate might have been the word
I think it was like, okay, I'll marry. That will be fine. But interestingly enough, the other ladies, he was like, well, good morning, everybody. The reason that David Radke and I are sitting out here is because we worked our fingers to the bone in our yard yesterday, and we're going to enjoy it. We are in our backyard. Oh, yay, Julie's been rocking her faux braid. Wonderful.
You said you were centered, but you're not. You're blocking, like your head's blocking the plants. See, now you would be centered.
Fine, then I'll stay right here. I got no problem with staying right here. Okay? I got no problem with
How's
staying
that?
away from you. Yes, that's really good. That's great.
See all the little plants back there?
We did a thing last year where I actually carried in the cushions and the pillows and the stuff like that goes in the pool, stuff around the pool. I actually carried it in so that the the winter elements would not get to it, and it paid off because this year it actually kind of looks good. Like we didn't have to go buy all new stuff. So we worked yesterday out in the yard. In fact, there's Nash.
Hey, Nash.
Scene stealer.
We should have got one of those pet containment things.
Yeah. I have dirt all up under my fingernails from working in the soil. Look, David. Dirt.
You're very earthy.
I know. And I'm not going to clean it out. I got no plans on cleaning it out.
Normally.
That way when people go, Melissa, have you ever gotten your hands dirty a day in your life? I can be like, you know what? I actually have some dirt right there on that finger. Take a look at that one.
The only time I've ever seen dirt under your fingers like that is when you put on a clay mask.
Very true. So good morning and happy Monday. Welcome to Rise and Radke. We see that DeKalb, Texas is here. Arizona is here. So many different places. Let's see. Thank you very much, Greg and Donata Grimm. Good morning, Ann Chapman from, I think, California. Central Florida. Okay, that's not good. Debbie Vick says,
She said, I tried.
I tried your braid.
Your braid.
I feel like that's how she said it too.
Somebody from
I tried it.
From Montgomery. I don't know if you're a country chick or Meg is a country chick.
I don't know. But either way, good morning from Illinois. I should send Nash some of our handmade dog shampoo. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? You're going to get some dog shampoo, Nashville, and you're going to use it, and I'm not going to help you. Oh, okay, come here. There you go.
Minnesota, Lakeland, Florida. Somebody asked where we live. We live in Lufkin, Texas.
We live in Deep East, Texas. We live
We're
about
an hour and a half from north of
Houston. Well, okay, so how was y'all's weekend? Our weekend here was really beautiful, beautiful weather.
I'm sorry.
What?
Somebody said you're the new improved Joanna Gaines. Next up, you're going to start a greenhouse.
If I ever start a greenhouse, y'all come and arrest me because I'm going to grow like marijuana or something in there because I'm telling you, it'll be the end of the world as I know it. I can't imagine me. I mean, literally, we went to Lowe's this week to look at plants, and people that would know me or have seen, know who I am, would pull by like this. Melissa, what are you doing here? I mean, I'm not outdoorsy at all. But we did really work hard. And you know what I enjoyed about this weekend is that we did all of this with this much money. this much, everybody. Like we washed our
found-
cushions.
We washed our cushions. We went to Lowe's.
washed our what?
Our cushions. We went to Lowe's before they were open to get our plant.
We got a nice table and chairs sitting outside of Walmart. Hey, you don't nail it down, that's on you, Walmart. No, we did all of this like on a major budget, and I think that last night when we came outside, we lit some of the tiki torches to keep away the mosquitoes, and we turned on some music around the pool, and we just enjoyed it as a family, except for Remy. She wasn't here, which made us enjoy it, I feel like, all the more.
Well, we enjoyed it as a couple, and then Rocco came out, and it wasn't as enjoyable.
Right.
It was still nice, but...
So anyway, we really did enjoy it, and I wish that I had a ton of money and I could redo my backyard like Joanna Gaines if I wanted to, but I can't, and I don't have it right now, like a lot of you probably don't either. So we're just trying to make the best with what we do have, and I think it's beautiful. And yeah, there's definitely some things that need to be done around here that we're not getting the chance to do, and I have to be okay with that. And I know that y'all probably feel the same way too. So we're gonna, what is the quote that I said several weeks ago? Pay attention to where you look, because that's where you'll go. And so I'm gonna look for the good, and I'm gonna look for ways to make things beautiful. I see on Facebook all the time, everybody's doing these projects, these quarantine projects. And okay, that's great. If you want to clean out a closet, more power to you. But they're like starting container gardens and vegetable gardens. And I'm thinking, where are you getting the money to just like nail all that wood together and all? I mean, like, it's just not something that we're willing to do right now. But you gotta pay attention to where you look, because that's where you're gonna go. So we're gonna look for the beauty and all that. Well, thank you very much, Darla. Says I love your honesty. So there you go.
I like what you said, that, sometimes you have to just do the best with what you've got, and eventually it will pay off. Because when we first got married, you were the best that I could do. You were all I had. It just recently has paid off. It's been a long time, but it's a good lesson, though, that even when what you have doesn't seem like it's very much.
What the hell are you talking about? I was just gonna sit here and let you talk, because you yourself knew that wasn't making a lick of sense, and I'm gonna have you correct it right now.
Oh, I think this is making all the sense to the people.
Oh,
have
wonderful.
You shared
Amy
Raz and
Robert.
Radke this morning? We have had a ton of new people. Let us know if you're watching for the...
What? I had to cough, David, after 26 years? Am I not allowed to cough? God help us.
Let us know if you're a first-time watcher, and maybe even more importantly, if you're a second-time watcher, if you came back for this. Please share Raz and Radke. Let us know where you're watching from, and also we love everybody on Instagram and YouTube as well, so let us know.
This weekend we went over to my parents' house. My parents have been in really strict quarantine. I know I've told you guys this. And so they're kind of our go-to. They're the only people we really get to see, and this quarantine is my mom and dad. And so we went over there this weekend, excuse me, and we were having, we were just gonna sit out on the back porch and then just grill for dinner. And we were having a really nice time, and then my Aunt Melba and my granny showed up, which is not a bad thing. We haven't seen them in weeks, so it was actually really, really good to see them.
And they haven't been out of the house in at least 6 weeks probably.
Yeah, I mean, this is coming from my granny, who, my Aunt Melba lives with my granny, so they live together. And one time they were fighting real bad. They were walking into church actually on a Sunday morning, and they were fighting real bad. And I said, Granny, are you okay? Are you Aunt Melba okay? And Granny went, we're about to get a divorce. So that's the kind of women we're talking about here. But anyway, they ended up coming over, and we had a really good time. We sat outside on the back porch. We had dinner together. It was so great to see them. But my granny, always the charmer, even during quarantine, always wanted to give you a positive word. I actually told my Aunt Melba, when they got there, it was just Granny, and she said, I sent Melba to the grocery store to pick up some stuff. So then Melba gets home, and she's like, okay, Mother, I picked up all the groceries. And she said, did you get me Advil? It's not Advil, it's Advil. Like anvil, but Advil. Did you get me Advil? And she said, yes, Mother, I got you. Did you get me a 30 count? She said, I did. I got you a 30 count. And she said, good. And I said, what is the deal? Why don't you just get it? Why do you have to have a 30 count? And she said, don't get me a 60 count. I'm hoping I don't live another 30 days. So literally, like, she's making Melba buy packaged things in like small quantities because she's hoping to God
she doesn't know how long she's gonna
she says, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here. And apparently does not want to be here much longer. Okay? We were filling up the tea glasses, and I said, is this made with real tea? Is this made with like Splenda or real sugar? To which she leaned across the counter and said, what does it matter? We're going to all go to heaven happy. And I thought, I'm not sure you are.
At what point from earth to heaven are you going to become
I'm
happy?
not sure that A, you're happy, and B, that's where you're headed. She's just as mean as she can be. She is very funny. She is definitely a hoot.
I'm kind of curious. It's a few comments back. Carolina said that they love us in
Maybe it's Caroline or Carolina, but I don't think there's a lot of Carolinas.
There was an A on the end. But anyway, she said that that they love us in South Africa.
Really?
Which I thought was neat. I thought you would love that. We'd love to go to South Africa.
I asked someone the other day if they were from West Africa.
I don't know. I mean, I guess
There's not a West Africa.
Well, I mean, there has to be a West Side.
That's not what I meant.
But I'm just curious if she's from there or if she's just like, I don't really care for them, but I hear they like you.
Rumor has it they like y'all across the pond. Yeah, somebody is okay. What are they? I'm started making regular sweet tea and buying Cokes. You know,
see, I have a Carolina.
I have a Carolina. I'm just saying it's not super common. You know, I feel like I know everybody on here.
Look at this.
What is that thing, David? Don't touch it, David. It might be alive. Oh my God.
We're going to study nature now.
No, we're not. Oh, go. Listen to us. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Remy this weekend ended up staying with my parents for a couple of nights. And one of the reasons is because it was either that or I was going to kill her. So she ended up staying with my parents a couple of nights. Well, Friday, we had Shout Out Friday, as you guys know, if you watched Rise and Radke.
Shout out!
It's early to hear that. It's just early to hear
Give
it.
them a taste.
We had Shout Out Friday, and I also ended up opening some things. If you have anything that you want to send me or for me to try out or for me to show because of your business or whatever, I'm happy to do that on Fridays. I opened up some things, and one of the things I opened up was a gift, just a gift from a woman who had it sent to me from Amazon, and it was a mother-daughter journal. And this past weekend, Remy and I were just like this with each other. As you can imagine, she's 13, and I love her dearly, but holy crap. Right? Am I right? Am I right? Am I right, y'all? Am I right? And so it was just, our house is not super big. And so we were just kind of in each other's space. So when we went over to my parents' house, my mom said, why don't you let her stay with us for a couple of days? I didn't have to pray about it. I didn't have to fast about it. I didn't have to rend my garments. I said, yes, yes, sir. Yes. And thank you. And so Ruby stayed over there, but she didn't have any clothes or anything with her. So we came back home. We spent the night at the house. And then the next morning I got up and I was packing some things for her. And I saw that my friend Sherry, one of our watchers, had sent me a mother-daughter journal. And it is the going back and forth. It's a journal asking questions. And it'll tell you this page is the mother's side, this page is the daughter's side. So it's 20 questions about the mother that maybe the daughter doesn't know. It's 20 questions about the daughter that maybe the mother doesn't know. It's really great for, I would imagine it's really great for mothers and daughters who don't necessarily have great communication with each other, but still want to share some things. And maybe that's a safer outlet is for them to kind of write it and then hand the journal over. That is not our case. As you can imagine in the Radke household, we talk. Like we talk about it. You know, like some people can't discuss their feelings. Ours come out like this. I'm going to tell you what I think right now. I mean, that's how we talk. Okay? So anyway, I took that journal and I ended up opening it up and filling out a couple of questions and then putting the pen in it and putting it in her backpack and just taking it over. I didn't tell her it was in there. She didn't know we had it. She didn't know I'd put it in there. She certainly didn't know I had written in it. And then last night at about 10:45, she's still over at my mom's and I just got a little text that said, I love the journal.
Oh.
with a little heart. So thank you again for that gift. I thought that was just such a sweet gift for someone, a viewer, a follower, to think of me that I have a 13-year-old daughter right now and that it can get hard.
Yeah.
It really can. I actually saw that book at Sam's this weekend too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we stepped out, David and I, we got crazy. We went to Lowe's and we went to Sam's.
It's the, what were they calling it? The quarantine, not dilemma. Fatigue.
Quarantine fatigue. That's where people like want to get out of the house and go surfing. Well, so do I. Well, so do I.
And you know, we're here for your quarantine fatigue. Every Monday through Friday, we do Rise and Radke around 9 o'clock. She's not real punctual.
I said to say 9-ish. Ish, David. That's in style.
So we love to know where you're watching from. Let us know in the comments. Also, if you're a first-time viewer, maybe even more importantly, if you've watched more than once.
That's a very church thing to say.
What?
If you're if it's your first time here or your first time in a long time, let us know. And I want y'all to turn around and touch your neighbor.
Whoa.
Okay, let's not do
What
that
kind
in
of
church.
church did you
You
go
know
to?
what? That's right. That's right. Absolutely no more touching your neighbor in church.
And hey, if you have not shared Rise and Radke this morning, share and let everyone know. Again, we're just trying to...
Speaking of that, I have a friend who wrote a book called Women Touched by Jesus, and I always felt that was very inappropriate. I don't think you should write a book called Women Touched by Jesus.
I don't think that.
Me?
No, that's not good.
I'm not. I'm also never going to sing He Touched Me again. At least not the same way.
So, I had a really good weekend as far as what I got to watch. The NFL draft was on.
Oh God, here we go.
The NFL
here
draft
we
was
go. Okay.
So that actually took up a...
I hope y'all are getting
load
college
time.
credits for what's coming.
No, it was great. So, there, you know, we have men watchers and we have ladies that enjoy sports.
It's Brooke Herbert's
Whoa.
first time here. She's in Arizona. People in Arizona they're iffy about us. They're on the fence at best.
Hello, Brooke.
Brooke.
This morning we'll be discussing what we're going to do in this dilemma.
Brooke, for me, I'm so glad it's your first time here. I'll be discussing my sexual tension.
Are you talking about that hamstring you pulled? The tension in your hamstring?
That really is a thing. I heard it.
I know. I told you to be careful. You're going to hurt your hammy.
That's my sexual tension. There you go. All right.
Her hammy that she pulled.
What did you watch?
The NFL draft. The highest viewing numbers they've ever had on a draft. I thought that was pretty cool. So, I don't know. I think it got people some...
What else did
mental
people have to
space.
do? What else did they have? The question
So-
is, are you going to watch the NFL? I love the fact that you watch the draft. You get it, Nash.
Go.
You get that squirrel. He doesn't deserve to live another day terrorizing us, Nash.
He can't catch this girl.
He can't catch anything. He is so slow, y'all. But that's because he had chicken enchiladas this weekend. Perhaps everybody watched the draft because they had nothing else to watch and they were all home. But are you going to watch it for a man who has literally protested the NFL for the last 2 years because they're kneeling during the national anthem? He is hot about it.
Let's don't go down that road. Melissa can tell you, for the first 24 years of our marriage, I'm talking fanatical. About
sex. About what?
about sex in the NFL. And it did. It just a couple years ago, I got the way things were handled did kind of bum me out. I watched a little bit more last year. I love college football. I haven't stopped watching college football, but and basketball. Speaking of basketball.
Okay, and here it is. I want to tell them about the movie we watched on Friday night that was so great.
Okay, so if you haven't caught it, oh my Lord, everyone needs to watch the Last Dance documentary. It is about the last season. Well, it's about the last season of the Chicago Bulls, their last championship, but it's also going back, talking about Michael Jordan and different players on the team. It's a great documentary. Even Melissa, you got to say.
I do. I'm like, Beastie, they just play Beastie Boys. Like, I know all the music they're playing. It's very 90s. It's very fun. They've done a really great job with it. And even though I did not watch the Chicago Bulls, and I did not watch the Bulls and the Lakers when I was growing up, because I was like busy doing my hair, going out with tons of guys. No, I wasn't. It's still very, you just remember it's nostalgic. It's very nostalgic. Somebody just said, Governor Cuomo said, we are going to have baseball this summer. Let me tell you what Governor Cuomo reminds me of. He's on the news all the time, and as he should. New York has been like a major hot spot for this virus. And he reminds me, by the way, I have no please, before you go, Governor Cuomo believes that we should garden topless. I don't know anything about the man nor what he believes, nor do I care.
But I think I could get behind that, though.
I did garden topless.
I think I could get behind that.
Anyway, he reminds me of that teacher that you had in high school that you knew if you could get them talking about something else, they would never get to the lesson. Did you have that teacher in high school or college? Like you knew if you could ask them about their specific interests, they would never ever get to their lesson. So he's like the teacher that we would go like this. Ask him about the underlying themes in all Quentin Tarantino movies. And then we'd be like, do you notice any underlying themes in Quentin Tarantino movies? And then the teacher would be like,
do I know?
I'll tell you this. In Pulp Fiction, I noticed throughout, and then that is Governor Cuomo. He's always looking out of the side of his eye, like maybe somebody is at the side going like this. Get to the point. Get to the point. Anyway, I think he's kind of funny. But this weekend, we did watch The Last Dance and we really loved it.
Really
David,
good.
the sun is coming out at me. The sun does this. It accuses me. It comes out at me.
It radiates you.
It's molesting. It's molesting
No,
me
it's-
right now.
It's radiating you.
It's abducting me. I can't take the sun, y'all. Anyway, but what I wanted to say was we watched a movie this weekend and I wanted to tell you guys about it. You're stuck at home with your families, and so I want to tell you about a precious movie that you may not have watched because Shia LaBeouf, he be weird. He be weird, we all know this, okay? But you've got to watch The Peanut Butter Falcon. You've got to watch The Peanut Butter Falcon. We loved it. The first 10 minutes, Rocco wasn't even in the room because we didn't think he would like it. And he came in and he ended up laying on the couch. It is PG-13. And so some of you may have, like Rocco's 11. We're going to let him watch it until we just had to say, leave the room. But we never did. It's PG-13 because there's some language. But it's not terrible at all. It's so good and it's so clean and it's so wonderful.
It's also not consistent language.
Right.
You know, I
yeah.
mean, it's just in a couple of
It's
little
only when they're
places.
angry. And I feel like I can get behind that. Like, don't be giving me consistently the F word, but if you're really angry and you've got some true issues with people, then I can get behind that. Is that what you're saying?
No.
What are you saying then?
No, but
It's situational language, Melissa.
It's what was the movie that Matt Damon he was
Oh, God, Goodwill Hunting.
Hunting.
Here's his story about how we went to see Goodwill Hunting, and Stephen Curtis Chapman walked in and sat in the same theater, and in the middle of the movie, David goes, the language in this is terrible. Please keep in mind, we were like 22 years old, okay? We were very young, and we did not even grow up and get to see R-rated movies. David was like, the language in this is terrible. And I remember looking over and going, when Stephen Curtis Chapman leaves, we'll leave. Until then, keep your butt in that seat and pass the popcorn.
We saw the whole movie.
Yeah. Anyway, we watched it all.
That was Peanut Butter Falcon was very good. It was really, really good. Kids loved it. Great.
Maybe we're late to the
message.
party. Maybe we're late because a lot of people are
there's
saying,
a
"Oh,
lot.
they absolutely loved it."
I think we are. Yeah, because it was like late last year, I believe. Cheyenne, Wyoming.
What streaming service is it on?
We
On our Amazon Fire Stick. It's not considered a new release, but it's kind of one of those. And so you had to rent it. It was $5.99.
I think we
What's
rented
$5.99 to us?
I think we rented it from Prime.
I think Remy said, "Dad, it's only $5.99." He goes, "That actually means $6."
Well, plus tax actually, so it's a little bit more than $6.
Okay. Yeah. So y'all go and look it up. I don't know. Y'all are asking me where you can watch it. I don't know.
I think we watched
Just
it.
say
on-
to your TV, Peanut Butter Falcon. See what happens. Okay.
I'm interested. I'm gonna have to go online. Have you heard anything about Kentucky sports maybe high school sports being ruined? I've seen a couple of comments. I don't know if it's the same person or other people, but
I know Kentucky Fried Chicken. I don't really know anything else you're talking about.
maybe
I've heard of Kentucky Fried Chicken.
maybe they turned it up a little too hot or something. Or...
David, I can't take it. The sun is saying to me, go in, you.
Is that better?
Okay, first of all, thank you for showing that our dish towels look like that. Someone referred to me as Joanna Gaines this morning.
This isn't a
Someone
dish
said,
towel.
you
This-
remind me so much of Joanna Gaines, is what I saw. I don't know if that's exactly what they said, but it's what I saw.
This isn't a dish
No,
towel.
this is the towel we use to wipe down gross stuff.
Our furniture.
Our kids,
outside.
our furniture, our dog. Okay, did you, the streamer, just say you didn't know where to stream? Okay, who said that? I'm coming at you. I will find
Okay.
out before I do a streamer.
Okay,
Rebecca.
listen. Streamer, if you don't know, is one of Melissa's new podcasts. She has two, Ordinary People, Ordinary Things, and the new one is Streamer with an H, where she reviews all things on streaming services. Peanut Butter Falcon isn't on a streaming service yet. It is a movie.
Oh, that's right, Rebecca. In your face on this Monday morning like the sun on mine. Somebody just said the Kentucky Derby isn't running, which is a sad thing to hear, but also I felt like was a great wordplay. I thought that was good wordplay. The Kentucky Derby isn't running this year. Oh, that was good wordplay for you. Anyway, which reminded me, this weekend we were in the car going to all of these different places like Lowe's and Sam's. That's actually the only
Really, any
places we
place
went.
that was closed that we could, look at their...
We took the kids with us, and we didn't want them to speak. We didn't want to hear their voices. So we did something that we never do. We turned on some comedy in our car. That doesn't mean that they got me going. What I mean is, we turned on Jim Gaffigan. He's on Spotify, and he's pretty clean, so we knew we could have it going in the car. Remy said, how about Kevin Hart? And I was like, you know what? I'd take Kevin Hart right about now in this car. We turned on Jim Gaffigan, and he talks about the Triple Crown so much and the Kentucky Derby and all that. It was really funny. So when she said that, it reminded me of that. And I can only imagine that those horses in the Kentucky Derby are like, thank you, God. Thank you, God. We are not running this year.
I won't get whipped this year.
These humans have quarantine. So, nobody's going to sit on my back and spank me.
Andrea.
That's what she said. God, I had to say that.
That's for our evening show. Andrea caught us live for the first time.
And heard me just do it. That's what she said. I'm sorry, Andrea.
Yeah, that's not standard. That's
It's
not
100% standard.
content.
Okay, I gotta go in. I can't do this with the sun on my face. I'll tan, I'll be gorgeous, it'll make all of you jealous. I don't wanna do that. I'm sick of being a threat to women, is what I am. I'm sick of being a threat to other women. And so I'm gonna stay
We should all be
indoors.
together, all women and
We've gotta
people
stick together,
together.
women. And if I get a tan and I stand out more than y'all, how fair is that? Okay? All right. Have a great Monday. We will see you, unfortunately for y'all, we'll see you here tomorrow. Where we will discuss tomorrow is Tuesday, and that means it's Hot Topics. That's right. We'll be here tomorrow. I love that Renee said hashtag Team Kentucky. You missed fried chicken on the end of that. You were trying to type it all out, and it cut it off. Hashtag Team Kentucky Fried Chicken. All right. Love you guys.
Speaking of that,
oh, no.
Tutorial Tuesday.
It's not going to be here. It's not going to be here.
Yeah, why not?
But, David,
Last
that is
week,
easy for you to say. I'm finished teaching stuff.
last week, you've taught all you know. You're done.
I've taught a braid and how to make a special dip. I'm done.
Hey, you mentioned chicken fried steak last week, or steak finger. Careful now.
I could go right off in that pool and our numbers would skyrocket because my t-shirt would be wet.
But last week you mentioned steak fingers, like chicken fried steak fingers. A lot of people said that they had not heard of those, or they were in the north and said they'd love to, so maybe that would be good. Or you have some of the best
Breast,
boobs.
What am I going to do about that, David?
Well, you're going to dip them in buttermilk.
I'm going to ask you to stop.
But you could teach them your chicken finger recipe too.
I could.
Ooh.
I find it interesting that you essentially want me to continue to make things that you're hungry for on Tutorial Tuesday. And I'm not going to do it. Tomorrow, I'm going to do makeup. How to contour for a 40-plus-year-old. Because you know what? I'm sick of all the youngins teaching us to do it. No. I'm going to show you how to
somebody
contour.
Just said who...
Makeup
Sarah?
tutorial, please.
Sarah, you're getting your
I
wish.
have heard your heart cry, and I'm here for you. I have heard your heart cry. Also, I'm out of half my makeup, so this should be... You know what? It's contouring for the old and the poor. That's what this is. Oh, I'm fired up. I'm going to do that Tutorial Tuesday. I'm going to do it real good.
I'll make you a deal. If you do a Tutorial Tuesday for chicken steak fingers, not chicken steak fingers, I'll do a Tutorial Tuesday for my brisket.
Get out of my personal space now, okay? The sun is on me, David. It's on me. Mwah. I love you. Bye, y'all. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you guys.
Oh, my God. I'm getting a sweat mustache.